Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. So got a package in today. Ordered this a few days ago. It come really quick and should be a Lionel 1656. Thought we would just take a look at it. I found this on eBay for $40 for make offer, and I offered 25 and they accepted it. And hopefully it's in pretty decent shape. I think part of the mechanism for it might all be there, I don't know. I've got one other of these that I pieced together out of pieces and parts. There's no drawbar on it. Other than that, it looks intact. Both the marker lights, it has one jewel missing, but the actual light post itself is there, which a lot of these I see are broke off. Has the bell on it. And the one thing, so I haven't looked up to see how many different versions of this they made, but this one most likely did not have the bell ringing tender because there's no connections back here for it. I think the other one that I've got has those connections. So I don't know how many different years they made these. Anything really. I didn't really look anything up on it, but the motor is extremely stiff. But we're going to see if we can get this going. The marker light, or the headlight, is damaged pretty bad. And the front piece here is bent back some, but that's not a big deal. And this rod's a little bent out of shape. That there's loose, which can be a bit of a concern if the little tabs are broke off. So we probably need to get a screwdriver and see if we can snug that down before we do much testing with it. Actually, we'll just go ahead and oil it and test it. See if we can get anything out of it. I really don't think we will, but get a little, that's the wrong oil bottle. We just put smoke fluid on it, but oh well. Let me find my other oil bottle. There it is. See if we can get down to the axles. The other one that I have it on the rail. We'll bring it around here in a minute, but it doesn't have the correct rods on it. I bought it basically as a body and part of a motor. Oh, a lot better. Amazing what a little bit of oil will do. So let's bring this other one around and get it off the rail so we can test. So this is the original one that I have, and I repainted it. It used to have the 1656 numbers on it, but it was super rough when I got it. When I got this, had no push rods on it. The motor had a set of wheels missing, and these push rods are actually off of a 1664, which they're similar. But you can see the one rod, the main rod there that goes to the crosshead, is straight on this and curved on that one. But anyway, it had the marker lights broke off of it, had that front piece missing, so I made this one. But other than that, it works pretty good. But I was able to get this one for 25 bucks. I was definitely happy because these usually sell for quite a bit more than that. You can see what I was talking about back here. This one has these connections for the bell ringing tender. This other one doesn't. It don't look like it ever did. But let's see if we can get it to do anything. And not even a noise. So we'll get into it. See if we can get it to work. I'm sure the E-unit is completely corroded on this. You can tell it's been sitting for quite a while. It's dirty, dusty. Motor was extremely stiff, but so I think this coupler just has the wiring missing off of it. I think it's all there. All right, so we'll get into it, see if we can get it going. So we're going to get into this and get it took apart. So I can find the screwdriver I need. Just go ahead and pull the, see, that screw is super loose. I just hope the little tabs are not broke off the centric crank. And one of them is, which we might be able to get away with that until we can pick one up. I don't currently have any, but like I said, we can probably get away with that until we can pick one up. You can see what I'm talking about. It should have two of these little tabs. It should have one on the other side as well. Let's go ahead and pull this rod off too. I'm just going to get the motor completely out of it and see what it looks like. And this one's intact. So good on that side. Okay. It's been a while since I've taken one of these apart. I can't remember for sure if the steam chest needs to come off next. I think so. That screw was loose and maybe stripped out. And the wire's holding at the headlight wire, so it looks like this pin here just holds it in the front. The steam chest actually holds the front of the motor down. It's been a while since I've taken one of these apart. I think this screw in the back needs to come out next. And motor's free. Looks like everything's pretty well intact on it. The armature is supposed to pull out with it. Brushes are dirty, but they're intact. The armature is actually fairly clean. So at this point, before I go any further, we're going to test this armature because I don't like, if my battery's not dead, I don't like getting all into these things, find out the armature's bad, so I've just started testing them because I've done that so many times and then find out the armature's bad. So we're looking for like a 1.2 reading here, and that's probably good because my leads, I think, draw about, yeah, so you get about a 0.3 just off the lead, so deduct that from it. And we're getting like a 1.4, 1.5, so that's good. And we'll go to the next ones. Good. And then this one to this one. Good. And then the last test I like to do is just test to the center pole here, the axle for the armature. Because if you get a connection there, then you've got a short, and we're not, so we're in good shape. So, yeah, about a 1.2, 1.3, something like that. So this armature is good. So we'll proceed on, and I'll stop this video here, and I'll probably get the E unit out and maybe take a look at that. So we got the E unit out of it here. I'm going to separate it. On these, this pin right here is what holds it together. And I've seen other videos where people think you have to drill that out. That is not the case. You just need something to separate it. You can do that by putting a pair of pliers in there, and separating it. I just use the side of this vise. I've got it shaved down to where that'll fit between it, and then just open it up slowly until it pops apart. And there we go. So we're going to need to clean these fingers, which they don't look bad. Doesn't look like they have any holes in them or anything. I don't know if this will focus in good enough to see it, but so those need to be cleaned. The drum, and for me, this is always the hardest part, getting these back together, is getting this drum back in. So we need to clean that, and the other set of fingers. They're a little bit harder to get out since they're up farther in this, but you just have to put it back in the vise. There we go. All right. So these fingers as well look pretty decent. Dirty, but no holes in them. So anyway, guys, we'll get this all cleaned up and put back together. But basically on these, you need to clean this plunger just to be sure it moves freely. Clean all these fingers. All the brass on the drum needs cleaned really well. You want to inspect the teeth on it, make sure none's broken off. This one looks good. And the other set of fingers on here. So we'll get that done and see if we can get it back together. And here we are back with this motor. Went through the E unit, cleaned everything out, put it all back together, cleaned the brushes, just basically cleaned the motor. Everything in it works just fine now. So now all that's left to do is clean the body up and everything and get it back together. So we got this Lionel switcher 1656 put back together. I didn't touch up the paint or anything. I'm still undecided what I'm going to do about that, because it's, to me, like the other side's pretty bad. It's just bad enough it almost needs painted. A lot of times I just touch up maybe the cab or something and not paint the whole thing, but we'll see. But we got it up and running. Oh, tender came off. This tender needs some weight in it. It's a light tender. I'll probably go ahead and order a jewel for it. Has one missing, so other than that, it came out pretty decent. The rods were pretty rusty, so most of the nickel's gone off of them, which I don't mind. We'll just keep them oiled so they don't rust. The one eccentric, I think it was this one that had the notch broke off. I was able to get it set in there correctly and tightened down. I just tightened it down really tight, and we'll probably order one. Probably won't worry about it unless it breaks or starts spinning loose or something. But so we didn't do anything about that. Just put it back together that way. Straightened up the, I don't know what you would call that under there, but the piece under the front where the steps mounted and stuff. Basically just went through and cleaned it good, and works just fine. And you can see this tender has no weight to it. It's too light to be using with these older heavy cars. But anyway, it looks more correct with it. I may add some weight to it to make it stay on the track. But anyway, guys, that's about where we're at with it. Another one done as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, this had really nothing to repair, just cleaning. I did not worry about wiring the front coupler back up. It does have a coil on it there, so you can remotely disconnect it, but I don't have any of the tracks on my layout to do that, so I'm not concerned with it. Basically, like I said, just cleaning and put it all back together, and it turned out just fine. I did have to make a drawbar for it, which is not a big deal. So anyway, running around one more time and call it done. Anyway, guys, that's it for that one. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.